my friend, welcome to Locust Street Cottage. Today I want to talk to you about non-woven bags and whether you should start seedlings in them. Let's go! If you aren't familiar with non-woven bags, it's these little bags that are like this. So they aren't your typical fabric. They're not woven, they're just kind of pressed together, I guess, which is why they're called non-woven. But I decided to start some seedlings that I wanted to sell in these non-woven bags, and this is how I did it. I just kind of put some dirt in there and dropped some seeds in there, and at first I had them placed in these Bootstrap Farmer cups. So I actually took, because they didn't stand up very well, but I only filled them halfway, but I had them in a cup sitting in this thing, although now that I'm looking at it, they probably didn't even need to be in the cup. And then as the plant grew and it just seemed to settle, I took it out and I stacked them all next to each other, and then they kind of operated like this so I can water them, and I don't know, it seems to really be working. And so I'm really kind of sold on these bags, and even though I started my own, these are my plants here that are in these little cups. I started mine in the cups, but maybe I want to just go to these bags, because then you don't have to pot up, you don't have to transplant, you just drop them in the ground. In the past, I've used those little expandable pellets that you add water and they expand, and those little bags didn't seem to break down. I found bags all over the place that entire growing year and probably into the next year. I ended up just pulling them out of the ground as I, dug up the earth, and then I just threw them away. I don't know what those things are made of. Goodness, everybody is so thirsty. There are sirens in the background. I love to play musical trays. Oh, these guys can now fit down here because the other guys went away or are going to go away. Watch out, little leaf. I'm constantly rearranging these. Here you can see my marigolds, and I just moved them up here the other day, and they were stuck together. You can see their little roots, but I just tore them apart and moved them up here, and they're no worse for wear. Also, I filled these bags up pretty high, and I like that a lot better. They seem a lot sturdier. I think those bags are 4 cents a piece when you do the math. The pack I bought came with 100 of these little bags that I just showed you, and then 100 of these big bags. Here's a big bag, and I plan on planting tomato plants in here when I pot them up from here, because really probably shouldn't put tomatoes in the ground until May 1st. But so these guys will be inside for a little bit longer, at least on the porch. I also plan to put all my melons in there because melons don't really like to be transplanted, but they'd probably be okay with that bag system, right? Look at Quinn being such a good boy. You can see the little scrapes there that he's made. He does not like that flour exists. He's like, my girlies are over there. These are my girlies. And Flower, of course, is minding his own business. He's like, hey, I got my little yard. I'm running in my yard. Life is good. Calico's hanging out. Kitty's hanging out. I got my most excellent zoomer and my chief digging officer. What the heck are you doing? There's all kinds of fresh food out there. Look at that green stuff. There's green stuff, Callie. Why are you trying to eat? What is that? Wood? Leaves? I'm so happy with the amount of shade that these bunny yards are gonna get. We've got quite a few trees. And then this sunny spot out here will be where the chickens and bunnies run to eat. Well, I gotta get back to watering these plants. This little greenhouse is working out well for us. Look at that. And I'm glad you could join us. Thanks for coming. Bye. See you next time.